open the meeting. First of all, welcome to the first meeting of 2025. I think we're going to have a very busy year, and there's a couple of urgent matters on the program of the committee. I would like to also remind you of the library bill that is quite urgent as well, that we will have to deal with as soon as it's referred to the committee. But I have been engaging with the procedural officer. Colleagues, today we need to shortlist the Cultural Commission, Western Cape Cultural Commission and the Western Cape Language Committee. There, I will be making a process proposal just now. I have received an apology for Member Stevens, although I do see she's online. And I have received an apology from Member Gwedsu, who is stuck in traffic, so he's running a bit late. And that is what I have. I just want to check with the procedural officer. Is there any other apologies received?
Good morning, Chair and members. Member Kasim. She was briefly online now, so I assume that she's on her way up to the meeting. She was also stuck in a bit of traffic.
Right, so we will, so they all seem to, we all co-rate otherwise, so we can proceed. So colleagues, just to give a bit of background, essential task here is to take all the nominations that we've received, come up with a short list for each one of these committees of 16 to 20 people, and then the Provincial Minister of Cultural Affairs and Sport will be selecting and choosing a maximum of 11 people for the Language Committee and a maximum of 14 people for the Cultural Commission. So what I suggest as a process is, let's assume that all of us have looked at this, independently and casting our mind at the CVs, that we looked at what the purpose will be of these committees, and that you applied your mind. I'm not going to assume people are necessarily going to differ massively with one another. So I would suggest that each one of the committee members are asked to indicate which names, what your shortlist will be. Now, before we start with that, Mr. Matthews, would it be possible to have for each one of the members, to have a column where you note down the names that they have? Yeah. So let's say if the one column can say, this is Member Van Minnen, this is Member Boyson, what their names are. I would say up to, let's say, up to 20 people, but what would the short list be of each one of the members? Colleagues, so once we have that, I would suggest that we look at the names that we all agree on. And we take those names out, we assume that they are all part of the short list, and then we identify the names that we disagree on, and we'll have a debate on those names. Mr. Matthews, is that something that is doable?
Yes, Chair. I'll just populate it now quickly.
Okay. Do I have the agreement of the committee with that as a process? Okay. The members present here in the committee room are in agreement. I don't see any other hands going up. Right, so let's start. If I can ask Member Van Minnen, what would your shortlist be? Okay, no, let's wait for a moment.
Chairperson, may I propose we do the introductions in the meanwhile?
Thank you very much. Right, so for the purposes of the record of the meeting, of the record of proceedings, I'm just going to ask each one of the members just to introduce themselves. So I'm Thomas Walters, I'm chairperson of the committee.
I'm Benedicta Van Minnen, member of the committee.
Member Boyson, member of the committee.
Good morning, Chair and members. Wendy Kaiser-Philander, committee member.
Colleagues, the members online, if you can just introduce yourselves.
Good morning, colleagues. I'm Member Stevens. I'm a member of this committee.
Member Kasim. Okay, so she went offline and she's on her way up. Okay, when they get here, we'll just introduce, ask them to introduce themselves and read themselves into the record as well. Right, so you are ready? So Member Van Minnen.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm hoping to get the names right,
This
so
is
please
the
forgive
Cultural Commission. We're starting with the Cultural Commission.
me. Yeah, Cultural Commission. I have got Michael Worsnip, Tim Sitokosi.
Korti, I think.
I just want to give plenty of time to get the names in. Andile Sankoto. Bernard Peters. Martin Myers. Bernadette Muthian. Gregory Mulman. S. Mazila. Then Keat. Portia Kati. Karim. Althea Jarvis. Grootboom. Govinda. Philander. Bulelwa Basi. Melvin Orenser. Zondo and Weston. Zondo. I think he was the first CV that we got in our pack, and then Weston.
Colleagues,
Those would be the ones I would nominate.
colleagues, just before we proceed, I also would like to get the view, and my apologies for jumping around a little bit. I would like to get your view what our position is going to be regarding late nominations. I have a view on that. I think we should, to avoid any confusion, any form of appeal or unhappiness, I think we should stick to the rules. My view is a late nomination should be disregarded. I don't know what the rest of the committee feels like. Member Boyson.
Chairperson, I second you on that motion.
Member Kaiser-Philander.
In agreement, Chair.
In agreement, Chair.
We'll give you a chance, rather you than me. Let me just, Mr. Boyson, if we before we proceed, let me just give the procedural officer a chance to get the gremlins out of the system. Okay, colleagues, the gremlins entered the system, so we'll just give Mr. Matthews a chance, and then we'll start again.
No, it's fine. Don't nominate me for cultural commission.
Okay, so
We're
we're going to
really
go
good
in
at the
order
system.
of Van Minnen, and
Okay.
then
Boyson. Kaiser-Philander. And then we go, I would suggest, was Member Stevens. Member Kasim. Member Glensu, and you can put me last. So Member Van Minnen, if you don't mind just reading the names again.
No problem at all. So the Cultural Commission, my nominations for the shortlist are Worsnip, Sitokosi, Sinkoto, Peters, Myers, Munthin, Bernadette Munthin, Mulman, Mazila, Keat, Katsi, Portia Katsi, Karim, Jarvis, Grootboom, Govender, Philander, Basse, Arendse, Melvin Arendse, Zondo, and Weston. Zondo and then Weston. That's 20 names that I'm going to nominate. Thanks.
Member Boyson. Maybe just to welcome Member Kasim, if you don't mind just introducing yourself and reading your name into the record.
Thank you, Chairperson. Greeting to you and to the members and to the staff as well. Member Aisha Kasim. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then just to get you up to speed, what we're doing is asking each one of the members to give their shortlist. The shortlist is for both the Language Commission and the Cultural Commission is 16 to 20 people. So you're not under pressure to come up with 20 names if you don't have 20 names, but but I'm asking that if you had to personally put down a shortlist, what would it be? Our next step is going to see where we all agree, and then we'll debate where we disagree. Obviously, ask members to also do it, keeping in mind what the function of these commissions are. And that's where we are. So we've just finished with Member Van Minnen and Member Boyson, and now Member Kaiser Philander.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. M. Arendse. Arendse. So we. Oh, okay. Sorry. Base. Philander. Govender. Grootboom. Hing. If that's the correct. Is it H-I-N-G? Oh, I see now. Sorry, Wasim, I see now. Okay. Then it will be Jarvis. Why did I miss that now? Karim. And Kati, K-H-A-T-I. Then it's Mazila. Moelman. Mutin. Myers. Peters. Sinkoto. Sitikisi. Weston and Worsnip. Worsnip. That's my name's Chairperson.
Member Kasim, what we also forgot to mention, what we also agreed to as a committee, people that did late applications, we're going to exclude. We're sticking to the rules as it was communicated in the advertisement. So, Member Kasim, do you have a short list of names?
Thank you, Chairperson. I do have 4 names. I'm just trying to get the list that I compiled as well, but I can give you the 4 names in the meantime. That 4 names is Mazila, Jarvis, Grootboom, and Karim. I'll just come back once I locate the list. That
we all it's a work in progress during the course of the meeting. Mazila, Grootboom, Karim, and Jarvis. Right, so those are 4 names. Member Kasim, I just want to make sure I understand you correctly. Is that those? So those are the 4 names.
She wants to locate the list that we compiled.
Let's move on to Member Stevens. Member Stevens, what's your short list that you have that you think should be on the short list?
Chair, it was M. Arendse, A. Karim, S. Mazila, B. Peters, and M. Myers. And M. Zono, that was mine. In M. Zono, that was the last one. That was my 5 I had, Chair.
Member Stevens, if you can just specify which answer was it that you had in mind?
It was M. Arends.
Melvin. Okay, that's Melvin. I think that was the Melvin. I think
Melvin.
I think he's also an existing member, if I remember correctly from his CV.
Yes, Chair.
Right. Let's then. Okay, so Member Kasim, so we're waiting for you if there's any other names you want to add to the mix. I think what we can do in the meantime is, because there's different orders, but a lot of the same names, which is very promising. So we just need to identify, we will probably have a short list that is 1 or 2 people more than 20. So I would say that the people that we need to debate then which individuals, or what the motivations for people are, and try to persuade one another. Let's put it that way. Member Kasim, are you in a position?
Sorry, I just wanted to add now, M. Arends as well.
Okay, so Arends. Yeah, I was about to say, I can see what you're doing. The names that everyone have in common is getting highlighted in yellow. And then we'll identify the names that are the 1 or 2 names that are different, and then we'll debate them. Trust me, I'm not going to interfere. Yeah, the last person that should. I'm not technologically ignorant, but if I touch a computer, it crashes. It's. I think. By my glance, it looks like 1 or 2 names that will stand out. So, colleagues, if you look at the list there, Member Boyson, there's 3 individuals that you've nominated. It seems like the rest of the committee members are actually in agreement with the names. There seems to be common ground. I think perhaps if you can motivate why those individuals you believe they should be in, I'll come to you just now.
Sorry, Chairperson, I just wanted to withdraw one of the names that I submitted.
Okay.
Okay. Grootboom.
Okay, so Grootboom has been withdrawn by Member Kasim. All the names that I have are also covered there. Yeah, so Member Boyson, if you can, just from your side, those three names are those names that you feel strongly about. If you can perhaps motivate those three names that you have submitted that are different from the rest of the committee. Not that there's anything wrong to be different from the rest of the committee. If you can perhaps motivate.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I'm not going to let the ceiling fall on us. But I just looked at it in terms of different experiences, and make this a balance. But I see there that the majority of the members, have reached consensus. And so I'm going to go with a consensus.
Okay, so should I take that as withdrawing those three names that are different? You don't feel strongly about...
Yes, Chair.
Okay. So, colleagues, the names that we have there, well, let's put it this way. Nobody has put a name there that is, apart from Member Boyson, that wasn't covered by other members as well. So and also keep in mind, we don't choose the commission. We come up with a short list. I would suggest then that the short list, we have our short list. Are we happy with that, colleagues?
Chairperson, just for clarity, is that then 20 people on the short list?
Let's just confirm.
Okay.
I was also, it's a bit difficult with the different columns just to count it.
Thank you.
But if you can just confirm that we have a short list, it looks like.
I don't know if I missed out on, because Member Van Minnen's name is my column 1.
Yes,
so I don't know if I missed, maybe we must.
We can just do a pause and exercise and consolidate the number of people. And then, yeah, I think either way, it looks like we have a short list that we can send to the Minister. Colleagues, that's within the band of the shortlist. Colleagues, then I'd submit to the committee that is the shortlist that we will be referring to the Minister.
Agree, Chairperson.
Agree, Chair.
Agree, Chair.
Chairperson, this is not compulsory, but I would recommend the committee has a report on this. I've just prepared a draft. It's basic, but at least it just shows that if we track back, we can show that the committee went through all the process and that we have a report on it as well. So this is basically the report, and with your permission, I could read it out as well.
You can read it to us.
Let me just, is it sharing? I just need to share on the screen. Here we go. So the Standing Committee on Police Oversight, Community Safety, Cultural Affairs and Sport, having considered a short list of nominees for appointment to the Western Cape Cultural Commission on 4 February 2025, reports as follows. In terms of Section 42A of the Western Cape Cultural Commission and Cultural Councils Act 1998, Act 14 of 1998, the Standing Committee on Community Safety, Cultural Affairs and Sport invited the general public to nominate persons as members of the Cultural Commission. The committee placed advertisements for calls to nomination in print media, committee also had an extensive social media campaign, largely through advertising on Facebook. In total, 50 nominations were received and 1 nominee withdrew from the process. In order to comply with Section 42B of the Western Cape Cultural Commission and Cultural Council Act 1998, Act 14 of 1998, the committee resolved to submit its short list of candidates to the Provincial Minister of Cultural Affairs and Sport and to consider for appointment. The names are not included, but the committee wants it.
Colleagues, I would suggest that it's an addendum to as part of the report, we have the addendum of the names. So let me formally put it to the committee. Can I have a proposer for the report? I have Member Van Minnen. Can I have a seconder for the report? A Member Kaiser Philander. Colleagues, that then concludes the Cultural Commission. If we can go to the Language Committee, and I would suggest that we take the same approach. There again, let's consider what the Language Committee is meant to achieve. Let's look at balance. Let's keep in mind it's a diverse province that we have. And I'm going to start with the same process. Any volunteers with their shortlist?
Can I volunteer, Chairperson?
Memory Boyson, you get the first bite this time around.
Thank you, Chair. It is Tace, Sokiba, Smith, Zayo, Nzayo, and it's Murray, Mokapela, and it's Leash. I don't know if the pronunciation is correct. Then it's Lentz, Kosi, Kosi. Then it's Zukile, Zukile. Then Zukile, Zukile. Bart, Bart. Then it's Kutsia, Titi, Titi, Konki,
I think NKIE, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Is it Kondile?
Konkie.
D-I. Kondile.
Do you have it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kondile.
In Kondile.
And it's Smith. Oh, Smith on already. Kamaldeen. And do you have Honky?
That's the one I was thinking of.
Sorry, do you have Corsi? Let me just check.
Kosi's there and Kondile.
Is Corsi on already?
Number 10.
Oh, okay. Machimza. Let me just check the spelling. Emma Chumza. That is my list. Zukile. Is it? No, take it off.
I think that was maybe.
Yeah. That's my list, Chairperson.
Right. Let me start on the other side there. Member Kasim, any names from your side for the Language Commission?
Thank you, Chairperson. I just have two, Yazid Kamaldin and Jama.
Okay. Okay, let me just get Mgwensu up to speed. What we're busy doing with, we've already done the Cultural Commission, so we've concluded that item on the agenda. When we're busy with the Language Commission now, so what I'm doing is each member are giving me their short list of names that there's each of the commissions and or the Language Commission here. There's 16 to 20 names that can go as a short list to the minister to choose from. So what I'm asking each one of the members is what are the names that they want to see on the short list. We're putting it next to one another. And then if there's a disagreement, we will debate individuals afterwards. So we've just, remember, Boyson has given the names that he thought were appropriate. Kasim has given names. So let me, to give you a chance to settle in, so 16 to 20 names, a maximum of 20, a minimum of 16 names. Oh, no, hang on. I just want to, I'll give you a chance this now. But before we start, if you can just introduce yourself, just to get to have you formally in the record.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning. Rather, should I say, compliments of the new season. It was a meeting for the first time in the year 2025. My name is Benson Nsu, representing the African National Congress. Thank you.
Right. So let's also go to the online. I don't want Member Stevens to be right at the end. Be excluded. Member Stevens, names from your side for the Language Commission.
Thanks, Chair. I've got P. Bart, Y. Kamaldin, T. Kosi, and Z. Zama. That's my names, Chair. Thank you.
Member Glensu, are you ready to give names?
Thank you very much, Chair. I have the following names with me. It's Sokiba, A. Sokiba. It's Smith. It's Nhlapo. Mokapela. Is it Matyumza? Dr. Lesh. Is it Lesh? Lesch. And also, Dr. Titi. Lens. I think is a current Lens. Is that correct? Nzayo. September. Is it? I don't know how to pronounce this one. Is Vermeul. I think you got it. Yeah. So those are the names I have in the hour. Yeah.
Member Kaiser Verlander.
Baie dankie voorsitter. P Baard. Z Jama. Y Kamaldeen. T Kosi. G Lenz. L Lesh. S Mokopela. C Murray. T Nzayo. J.C. Smith, H. Thuys. That is the names from my side, Chair. Thank you.
Member Van Minnen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, my name's on the Language Committee. Thuys, Sigiba, Smith, Mokopela, Mafianza, Lesh, S-C-H. Chunza, is that it? Okay. Lesh, Titi, Kamaldeen, Yama, Bart, Zukile, Nazayo, Lentz with an S, Murray and Corsi. I just want to clarify, are we excluding people who are late?
Earlier in the meeting, I certainly took it as for both the application processes, people who apply late we are not considering.
Okay,
They didn't
thanks.
comply to the notice.
Thank you.
Chair, no, that's not on the list. Yeah.
Zukile. Unless it's someone's
Zukile.
name. Is it not a name?
Was that a first name that I got
Yeah.
there? Could be.
Jama, Z Jama.
Could be the first.
Okay, Mr. Matthews.
If I may, I think as we determined that Zukile is actually Jama, remember Boyson had Zukile on the list, we took it off. So does that mean you're taking Jama off your list? Or
No, keep Jama.
okay.
It wasn't always clear from the layout of the CVs as well, so I also got a bit confused there. Now, what I suggest is, again, all the names that I wanted on the shortlist has been covered between the various members, so no need for me to go through the process. If I can suggest that we do the same exercise now, let's see what we have in common, and we'll identify the ones that we don't agree on. Member Kasim?
Chairperson, I just forgot one of the names the third one is Mokopela. If you can add that next to my one, please.
Okay, under Member Kasim's column, Mokapela.
Chairperson.
Member Boyson.
While Mr. Matthews is highlighting, I'd like to withdraw a name there, Kutsia. I've just noted that Kutsia was a late submission. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, colleagues, so those are the names that we all agree on. So sorry, which so it looks like we might be 1/20, if my count is correct. Yeah, there seems to be either. So the intention of this is to look at names that we all in agreement on. I think we're going to be.
It's not yet.
Let's get the list of all the names that have been submitted. So we have the ones that are mentioned more than once. So let's get the list, let's get the consolidated list of how many names there, because if those are the names we agree with, and that's between 16 and 20, then that's the short list. It's what we agree on. A minimum of 16, a maximum of 20. Let's do a quick count. Private also says 21, because the yellow ones should be.
Chair.
Amendment 20.
Wasn't it supposed to put the ones who are mentioned more than twice under final as a draft and to take it from there? Do what I would call elimination as a draft, first draft, you know.
We get what we agree on out of the way.
Yeah, those are mentioned more than twice, and see, and then again we go for elimination, further elimination.
Right, so let's just give Member Matthews, Mr. Matthews, a bit of time.
Chairperson.
Member Boyson.
Based on what Member Nansu have raised in terms of elimination, I believe you can't go to elimination if you don't have your full number yet. When you oversubscribe, then you go for elimination. So we should actually add.
Colleagues, before we get into a debate where we misunderstand one another, let me say I understand it. We have the yellow names where that's, doesn't sound like it's uncontested. That's common ground. We have a couple of names that have come out where it's only the one member that are putting those names in. So what we are now doing is we're getting the full number of names there. Because I would imagine if it's 20 names, I have no difficulty having those 20 names go through. Why, unless there's a serious concern about an individual there, then we have a short list, rather include than exclude names. If it's more than 20 names, then I think there's an issue, and that's where Member Glensu's point comes in. That's where the debate starts. We will have to start eliminating names, and that will be a debate. So let's just get a consolidated list, and then we can see what the yellow names is actually between those four names. If it's more than 20 between those four names, I would imagine we find a compromise, or debate it, or vote, whatever the case might be.
There are 40 names that reappear, or appear more than once, and then there are the other 4 names in Klapo, Kondele, September, Vermeulen, that appear once. So that takes us up to 18.
Okay, let's just make sure of it. Let's just go through it. Colleagues, I want to give everyone a chance just to look at this carefully. If that is the case, if we're below 20 names, then we have a short list. But let's just make absolutely sure that this is correct. Okay, colleagues, so let me read it into the record. So what we have in terms of a consolidated list, right, the ones that appear more than once, where it seems like we're moving in the direction of consensus. That was Tace. So now there's a glare on my glasses. Sorry. Please read it.
Okay. Tace, Sogiba, Smith, Nzayo, Murray, Mokopela, Lesh, Lentz, Kosi, Bard, Titi, Kamaldin, Matumza, Jama.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. I tell you what happened is the columns, the numbering of the columns that threw my count out. As happens, yeah, when you use Excel. Right, so colleagues, so there's 14 names there. Then we have Kondile that came up from only one member, and we have 3 names that came up from another member. I would like to propose that we add those names to the shortlist. Okay, sorry, let me start. I saw Member van Minnen and then Member Philander.
If I'm correct, I think Kondile was a late entry. I think we should just check on that.
Is it a late entry?
Both Titi and Kondele were submitted on the same day, but after 12 p.m.
Colleagues, so it's late submissions. We earlier did say that we'll exclude late submissions. Okay. Well, that takes us to 16, which is then the minimum number for a shortlist. Member Kaiser Philander.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chair, just based on the principle of which we're working this morning and process integrity, in the previous round, we've asked the member Vrij what you would call uitskieters, that names that is not mentioned by other members. Can we also, these names that stand out now, can those also be motivated?
That I do believe that is consistent with how we dealt with the previous one. So let's start with Member Boyson. Kondile is going to fall out because it's a late submission.
Yes, Chairperson, I'll go with that. Kondile has to be removed.
Okay, and then Member Gwensu, if you can motivate for the 3 names that are outliers here, if you can perhaps just motivate those names.
Mike, please.
Just a minute, Chair. In respect to Nhlapo, what I noted with Nhlapo is that is relatively young qualification, but the issue with him though, you'll assist Matthews, right, related to his qualifications, I could not see them. I even made notes that qualifications outstanding. You know, I'm making this so that I don't push for the sake of pushing. Yet there are things which I noted as outstanding. Do you perhaps have copies of his qualifications with you? Because I did not find them here.
Nhlapo. Okay, so we have it in front of us.
No copies. For example, others attached, those I've seen, they attach their qualifications. Whilst we may not do vetting, but I thought that there should be consistency in respect to one providing qualifications.
My understanding is it's as it was received as part of the nomination process.
Okay.
I did notice, but I picked it up as I was going through the CVs, that sometimes it doesn't appear in PDF format. You have to go in again and then it appears. It might have been a little glitch there.
Yeah.
But colleagues, we have it in front of us. So Member Gwensu, if you can motivate for the inclusion of Mr. Nklapo.
No, given his profile, Nklapo, September, who else? Vermont. Yes. Nklapo, September. If you look at their education in terms of their CV as well as their experience, they are in the space of language, for instance. Therefore there is high level of relevance. And if you look at the ad, our own ad, they meet not just the requirements, but they meet the requirements. This is for those bases that I believe that September as well as Nhlapo should be considered. Let me go to who else? Vermont. Let me go to. Yes. This one also, young in the media space and writing and in the publishing space in this instance. So therefore is a person with an experience who's also in the space. It's Vermeer. I can't pronounce the name, but it's fine. Which I believe for me is going to bring about a balance in respect to the national question in this instance, and also given his experience and so on. So it is for those bases that I am motivating for the three to be considered. Nhlapo, September, as well as this Vermeer chap who is in the publishing space as well as writing. Publishing of books in this instance. And for me, they will help the development of language. You go to September as well, the development of isiXhosa in this instance. And given his writing, pity that it is not there. Because if you look at his publications, right, they're quite fascinating what he has already published in isiXhosa. Thank you very much. But unfortunately, there's a principle that you submit late, you off. For a moment I thought of interrupting you and just to indicate my pleasure that you're also struggling to pronounce a surname. But it's colleagues, you heard Member Gwen Sue's motivation. Member Boyson.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, to put Member Ngensu at ease, those outstanding names which he has just motivated, they are not part of the late submissions. So I would then support him in those three names.
Colleagues, so there's a proposal on the table that we add those names to the shortlist. I just want to confirm, Mr. Matthews, so we are within the shortlist number. I just want to be absolutely sure. So it looks like we have 17 people on my count.
Yes, Chair. There were 23 nominations. So effectively, if you nominated everybody, it would just be 3 persons that it would go overboard. So the committee is well within the range.
So, Member Boyson?
Chairperson, I thought I was just going to make it easier for Mr. Matthew. Is probably those outstanding names which Member Ngensu have motivated added to my list. So then you would then have a full list of your 20 or that would then make the minimum. September, Vermeulen and Nhlapo can also be added to my nominations. Please.
If all discussions and negotiations were this easy, the world would be a wonderful place. So, colleagues, if I can just ask, so there was a bit of discussion and, practical brainstorming here. I just want to be clear. So I'm submitting to the committee, and we'll take the formal resolution just now, that the names there on the right-hand side, those are the names that will go through as the shortlist. I just want to make sure everyone is clear, everyone is on the same page. Then Mr. Matthews, then there's a shortlist, and if you can just read the proposed resolution for the consideration of the committee.
Chair, do you want me to read the names into record, or just
what I suggest is that, as you said with the previous one, it's an addendum. Perhaps if you can just read the names for the Hansard,
Okay.
and in terms of the report, obviously it's an addendum to the proposed committee report that you're going to be proposing. So
Okay.
if you can just go through the names.
Thank you, Chair. So the names that are shortlisted: Thys, Sogiba, Smith, Nzayo, Murray, Moko, Ella, Lesh, Lens, Kosi, Bart, September, Kamaldeen, Matumza, Jama, Vermeulen, and Nklapo. I will now read the draft report. The Standing Committee on Police Oversight, Community Safety, Cultural Affairs and Sport, having considered a short list of nominees for appointment to the Western Cape Language Committee on 4 February 2025, reports as follows. In terms of Section 72A of the Western Cape Languages Act 1998, Act 13 of 1998, the Standing Committee on Community Safety, the Standing Committee on Police Oversight, Community Safety, how do you read that?
The official, whatever the official title is, that's what comes in.
I get very tired reading and writing the committee's name. It's very long. In terms of Section 72A of the Western Cape Languages Act 1998, the Standing Committee on Police Oversight, Community Safety, Cultural Affairs and Sport invited the general public to nominate persons as members of the Language Committee. The committee placed advertisements for calls to nomination in print media. The committee also had an extensive social media campaign, largely through advertising on Facebook. In total, 23 nominations were received. In order to comply with Section 72B of the Western Cape Languages Act 1998, the committee resolved to submit its short list of candidates to the Provincial Minister of Cultural Affairs and Sport to consider for appointment.
Colleagues, can I have a proposer for the report? Member Van Midden, can I have a seconder? Member Boyson? And it's agreed. Colleagues, those were the two items for this particular meeting. Yeah, if we can just, if you can just go back to the spreadsheet with the names there. Colleagues, so those were the two items that we had to discuss on the agenda, and this was a very brief, pleasant meeting. You can't take photos of me without paying me. So colleagues, that then brings the meeting to an end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
There's catering there. And colleagues, I thought this was actually a very good exercise. So thank you very much.
Chairperson.
No, you left.
Chairperson, they don't want you to move yet. There's a portfolio of evidence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chair.
you.